I'm Abby,
And I'm Anna.
and this is Serious Beef.
Welcome. We're back on track.
Back on track.
Look at us, 2 episodes in a row.
2 episodes in a row.
We haven't missed.
It's June when this comes out. Listener, we're in the middle of a goddamn tornado. Okay? Never doubt our commitment to this podcast.
Never doubt. We will deliver podcasts in the rain, in the sleet, in the snow, tornado, hurricane. Probably won't happen, but you never know.
I'll literally yell right before the thing goes off to start recording, go, we're recording, as a warning to everyone in the household to shut the hell up.
My phone betrayed.
Phone starts going off. God damn it.
But here's our commitment, because if the tornado comes through, we're going to stay right here and finish this podcast.
We're good Midwesterners.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We're sitting right by the dining room window.
And
we got this covered.
Yeah. You know what? That alarm was a little homophobic. Because I was starting to say that it's June when this...
It's true.
Are you fucking shitting me right now?
I don't know.
Hold on. Do you hear this?
That's the siren. In the
sirens are going off now. I
scuba.
don't care. Take me now.
Okay. Should we go out on the front porch and podcast? Like good Midwesterners?
No. Listen. This is even more homophobic. I'm just trying to say that when this podcast comes out...
Not once, but twice. You tried to
twice,
say
I tried to say this. The Lord is trying to intervene.
No, he's not. Oh, he's not. The Lord likes the gays.
That when this comes out, it will be June. And June is Pride Month. And I am at my strongest.
Yes, your superpowers kick in.
It's true.
On June 1st.
It's true.
So here we go. Well, it is going to be exciting because we're going to walk in the parade.
Oh, yeah.
With Sam's work. We'll have to take a picture of us at the Pride Parade in St. Louis. It is a great parade if you've never been. It is a lot of fun. So
it's a great parade.
It is. Hopefully the weather will be nice. But not like today.
No.
Okay.
Oh, we got a couple good hours. I was at my nephew's birthday party, Godzilla themed.
If you don't know, Abby's a big hit at kids' birthday parties.
I am. Fan favorite.
She plays with the kids. The kids all like when Abby joins in the party. All right, we digress.
I digress.
What do you got beef with today, Abby?
Well, you actually had a brief beef.
Brief beef. True. Ashley is at home.
Yeah, our everything gone again.
Yeah. But she had to go let the puppies out, so that's okay.
That's all right.
Then she texts us to let us know that the neighbor's jazz band is back and playing in the yard.
That's true.
Your neighbor looking at the house to the right.
Yeah.
Right? That house?
Yeah.
Okay, you can explain it better. It's your neighbor.
Well, we're not 100% sure on the specifics. We've never actually gone and talked to them about this, but we're pretty sure. So they used to be a married couple, older couple, and the gentleman passed away. Mm-hmm. And the lady who lives there, I think that they were really big jazz fans. Okay, and they had friends who played jazz and all this stuff. So I think once or maybe twice a year, they have friends over and whatnot, and they play jazz just in the backyard.
And I just happened to be there one night.
One day.
When they were there.
No, you were there. We were playing D&D, remember?
Yep. And all of a sudden...
We had the door open.
Here comes this awesome music.
Yep.
From the neighbor's yard.
Yep. The jazz.
And we're like, what is going on? And you're like, oh yeah, that's just a jazz band that comes to get together once here.
Yeah.
And then they play in the backyard.
They play jazz.
Incredible.
It's super fun.
It's absolutely incredible. They're
amazing.
Talented.
I know. We just get to reap the rewards.
Love it. I'm like, so Ash calls us to tell us that they're back playing in the yard, and we're out here at my house, and I'm like, well, I'm super jealous.
Yep.
I'm not hearing the jazz band.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, they picked a bad night because it's going to storm.
It's a bad time.
Hopefully, it'll come through quick and then go back to playing.
It's true.
Anyway, our beef is that we're not there to hear the jazz band. That's basically where I'm at. But hopefully, everybody stays safe. It'll be all right.
Now, our actual beef.
Yeah.
Our actual beef is with Apple Music.
Now, I gotta tell you, I love Apple Music.
I do too.
I really do. It is. I love it. I love being able to have whatever I want to listen to, for the most part, on my phone. It's amazing. I do love it.
It's lovely.
But they just put out
a list.
Another list. We have problems. You know what?
We have problems
with lists. This is true.
You know what? They're working. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Because here we are on this podcast, listened to by millions of one listener. And talking about
We're talking about Apple's music. Top 100 albums.
First is a
of history.
Yeah, top 100 albums of all time.
Now, how you can do that?
You're not. Listen, there is no
You're
way
comparing
you're
apples
ever
and
going to
oranges
be
with
able
all
to do
these
that.
different genres. I don't know how you could even possibly do. Well, first of all, you can't do it to make everybody happy. So I will say that. Okay. So
It's true.
because it's very opinion based.
Well, you're always going to have to leave somebody off.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
more than 100 amazing
There's
artists.
absolutely, and 100 amazing albums, clearly. And
But-
depending on your age, you might lean towards things that are older, and if you're younger, you're going to lean towards maybe things that are more recent. I get it. Yeah, you may not like every genre of music, but we did have a little beef with this list.
The thing is, it started off pretty strong. I think it started off all right.
It started off all right. I will not say that they nailed it because
No.
even number one.
Well, so number one was The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill, who I didn't even really know who that was.
We'll admit it. We did not know who that even
Uneducated.
was.
Well, but Ashley did. She did.
Ash did know.
Like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, Ash knew who it was, and she briefly sang the one song, and I was like, oh, okay, I've heard this song before. So I was like, okay, and I hadn't ever listened to this album because it's like an R&B rap album. I guess
From 1998.
yeah,
Actually.
and that's never
When it
really
came out.
right. That's never been a genre I really am like super into.
Right.
So,
But,
it's like I like songs here and there, right? But I've never like, oh, I've got to listen to this album.
It's
right?
funny because Liv's always like that kind of
Definitely.
music, but I don't think she even knew that album. So.
No.
But yeah, it's just interesting, like age-wise.
But I don't know enough about it to and I'm sure it's a great album.
I'm not going to poo-poo it because
No.
I don't know it enough. But I still don't think it should have been number one.
Right.
And again, my opinion.
Well, number 2 was Thriller by
Right.
Michael Jackson.
Right.
Number 3 was Abbey Road by the Beatles, and number 4 was Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution.
Which I would have been very cool with any one of those being in
Number
1,
one.
2, 3.
So I'm like, okay, 2, 3, and 4 they kind of nailed.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, you got it.
Yep.
I don't know that I can say that Lauryn Hill's album is better than those, but I don't know it well enough. I haven't listened to it.
Right.
But after that, it just went downhill, in my opinion.
It got worse.
It did, right? I mean, like, there was, like, obviously there are like, many iconic artists are included. Taylor Swift did make the list. She made it, like, number 18. I think her 1989 album made it. And
Right.
and let me tell you something. A lot of the Swiftie, like, Facebook pages and whatnot were kind of like, it should have been folklore, da-da-da. They're all, like, pissy about that only one of her albums made it. And here's my thing. I think that only one of her albums should make it.
Right. Why would you hog up all the spots? There's a ton of other great albums out
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
I was totally fine with 1989 being
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think that 1989 was one of her biggest reaching albums, and it won Album of the Year. It, appealed to the most people, right? Because it's more pop music and whatnot. But I think it still had really good lyrics. I love the song Style that's on there and whatnot. So I wasn't too upset that 1989 was on there.
Right.
Now, here's the thing, right? But you got to get all the way to number 40. And, okay, now Aretha Franklin finally makes the list. Number
Right.
40.
Finally, at number 40.
We get all the way into the 70s. All right, here's Elton John. One of your favorites.
Are you kidding with me?
One of your favorites, the Eagles. Squeak it in. 99.
I was so offended that the Eagles were at 99 because their music, their albums are
Well,
I
we
don't know.
had to
It's
get
just
to.
incredible, and I'm like, how dare you put them at 99? I was so
I don't-
offended. It was funny because later after you and I talked about it, I'm on like Instagram or something, and it's like this list is just being slammed.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, I get it. No one's going to be happy with this list because it's
No.
not going to be the artists or the albums on there. All of them that you love aren't going to be on there.
For sure.
And Apple doesn't care because everybody's talking
Talking about it.
And that's what the purpose of the list is.
Well,
Get everybody talking.
we had to get to like the 70s, 80s, and 90s before we could see any Led Zeppelin, AC/DC. We're not big Pink Floyd fans, but Pink Floyd didn't make it till then. I know
Right.
that there are a lot of people who are.
Right.
Metallica was really low. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, like I said, the Eagles squeaking in.
The Eagles. Are you kidding with me?
But we wrote down some people that we were shocked just didn't make the list at all.
At all.
At
Just
all.
completely snubbed.
So, topping the list, the one I think that we were most personally offended by, Queen doesn't make the
Yeah.
list. Queen,
You don't
off
have Night
the
at the
list.
Opera?
Bohemian
That
Rhapsody.
Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm-
That album, 100% should have been on that list.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I'll never understand that one. Yeah, wrong.
Whitney Houston, not included.
Completely snubbed. Yeah.
Completely snubbed.
Celine Dion, completely snubbed.
Cher, snubbed.
Mm-hmm.
Selena.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
Like, are you kidding with me?
Country music in general.
The entire genre of country music.
Completely
snubbed.
There was one album which was Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves, and I'll be honest, I like Casey Musgraves, I
Her
like
song Golden or Follow Your Arrow, excellent song. Love
fun
it.
song.
Yeah,
Now that song's actually not on that album.
It's not on that album, but I like her.
Right, and I
very
like
much.
that album actually.
But are you kidding me? That one's gonna.
That's the only country album included.
No, Garth Brooks should have gone there, but they're not going to put Garth Brooks because he won't put his stuff on Apple Music. So
No,
I know he's going to be snubbed.
But you're not going to include artists, some country artists we wrote down, such as Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Reba.
Yeah.
We talk about
we could go on and on.
George Strait.
Yeah.
Rascal Flatts.
Yeah.
We love Dan and Shay, but
Dan and Shay, every album, no skips.
I can't believe not a single one of those people. And then so some other folks that we just wrote down real quick: Journey, Elvis,
Yeah.
Chuck Berry, Van Halen, Mariah Carey, My Chemical Romance. That entire genre, like the Clash made it.
Which I was surprised.
But other than that, no real like pop punk music makes it at all. Paramore, Fall Out Boy, like I said, My Chemical Romance.
Lady Gaga didn't even make the list until '89.
I think yeah, she was pretty low down.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. As you could tell, we had beef with this list. We felt like some people were definitely snubbed.
It's true.
Even we said like say the Latin music, like the only Latin artist is Bad Bunny. And
I
I'm
know.
like, really?
That's the most.
He's so recent.
Right. That's not the most iconic Latin artist of all time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Like you know what I mean. Like we talked about like so Ricky Martin, Selena. Listener, this is the third time we've had to stop and start this podcast because of this tornado.
God awful storm. We actually briefly lost power.
Well, it
flickered
dimmed,
in and out.
It dimmed. The lights started dim, and I said, "You turn your ass back on."
And then we realized that
the hail was coming.
Well, Ashley said, "Let us
Ashley
know that
called us.
She had golf ball size hail."
Yep.
We just got Liv's car fixed.
Yep.
From hail damage.
Expensive.
From the last storm. Yeah, very expensive. And so we're like, let's go get the two cars. They're the same as the two cars that are outside. Let's go hide them under the, the drive-through at the bank. We run down there. Dow General has no power. They're out. And I was worried when we got back here. Usually if they're out, we're out. But
yep.
We got back here and we had power. So
we still have power.
So we're back.
I did text Ashley just to check on her, see if she was doing okay. Well, let me know what the radar looks like. Okay. I texted her asking if she's okay.
I can see your house on the radar. In the twister.
Oh, man. No, damn it.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's a twister. Yeah, it's
certain.
leaving Belleville now, so she should be
I
okay
figured
in a little bit.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and say that, like an act of God, has decided that we're done talking about the albums now.
We are done. Moving on.
We're moving on.
Apparently, somebody doesn't want us to talk about that anymore. Okay, back. What are we talking about now?
Well, you told me you had a story.
I have a story. Okay.
So I don't know anything about it.
Speaking of the bank, there's a good transition. What do
wow.
You know?
Thank God for this tornado.
I've been holding on to this story for weeks. Okay. So I'm in a loan meeting, right? Over in the Fallon branch, all the loan people. And you're going to try to eat that cookie on air, okay? I'm not the one telling the story. Go ahead, eat your Thin Mints.
Do you want me to leave it here for you?
Eat that last
Thin Mints are my favorite.
They are my favorite too. Anyway, we were feeling bummed about the interruptions, so I got out the Thin Mints.
I can't believe you just called me out for eating my Thin Mints.
I was like, how are you going to chew that quietly? We just talked about all the interruptions. Okay, back to my story. We are in this little meeting, and the loan officer is telling this story about how he had once done a construction loan. We do a lot of construction loans for this guy who his dad was like owner of a pretty big lumber company in this area. So the son is now going to go on his own and do some construction work, and he's going to build these apartment buildings. So this is not little house. This is not just a single family, house. This is a multi-family apartments, 3 of them, buildings in this area. And
Mr. Loan Officer.
Mr. Loan Officer says he was smart and had the dad sign as guarantor on the loan, which is very, very smart, because one day he goes by there after they've, you know, if you know anything about a construction loan, the bank holds on to the funds and you submit invoices to the title company. Title company says, hey, okay, we need this much money. The bank sends the money. The loan is almost gone, almost tapped. Goes by there. There's one started. It's supposed to be like 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
One is started, and the second one, there's nothing there.
And obviously nothing for the third one.
Right.
And their loan's almost out.
And the loan's almost out of money.
Uh-oh.
So it turns out the guy and the title company, because you go through the title company is supposed to be verified.
The son? So the son and the title company.
The son and the guy who worked at the title company were in on it together and took all the money, according to loan officer man, for their blow and their hose.
Hookers and blow.
Hookers and blow. Okay? And
Is that a direct quote from Mr. Loan Officer?
pretty
For their
much.
hookers
Pretty
and
much.
blow.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
he said they would get some cocaine or whatever, their good, you know, their blow, and get the girls and take them to their stabbing cabin. Your face is exactly what I was hoping for. Have you ever heard of the term stabbing cabin?
I sure have. It was in.
Are you serious?
Yes. I have the movie Halloween, the movie Friday the 13th, the Cabin in the Woods, if you will.
Cabin in the Woods.
No, I ain't never heard that in my life.
He says this term. He says stabbing cabin. Everybody around the table, we all look at each other and we're all like, what is he talking about?
Listen, I put 2 and 2 together on my own. I just can't believe that Mr. Loan Officer said that.
So we're a pretty diverse group of ages in this meeting, right? We got some people in their 20s, we got some people in their 30s, 40s,
You're in your 90s.
50s. He's in his 60s. I'm not in my 90s. And they all kind of look at me like, since I'm like the next oldest to him, like, you've heard of this. I'm like, I've never heard of that in my life.
I never heard of the term stabbing cabin in my life.
I was like, if I'm thinking it's a stabbing cabin, we're talking, Jason's out in the campground stabbing people in the cabin. No, it's apparently they had, one of their construction homes that they had built for, like, they call it a spec. Okay, it's not really sold yet to anybody. And they'd just go in there and do their hookers and blow in the stabbing cabin.
Wow.
That's what he called it.
Wow.
So we were all laughed, and then the other lawyer said, "That sounds like that's good podcast material." And I said, "You don't think I'm writing that down right now?"
That's excellent.
Stabbing cabin.
And the dad's the guarantor on the loan.
So so he has to
he
go.
went and beat his ass.
He had to go to the dad and say, "You're gonna build. You're on the line. You're gonna have to build these with your own money."
Not in my life. I would never do that to you. I couldn't face
Can you even imagine? He did that to his dad. His dad came through. He obviously, he had to pay the loan back. So he had to finish building them and then sell them so that,
Well, you think
he could
that
pay
son,
back the loan.
You think that son he's out of the will?
Who knows?
And that's a good will to be in.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what a dumbass, right?
We joke about it all the time. You're out of the will. But let me tell you something. That's a good will to be in.
Yeah.
My kids in my will, they're going to get peanuts, okay? That kid, going to get the whole elephant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yikes. Yeah. Stole all the money, and I don't know if they shook. They probably didn't get in jail or anything because Dad
bailed him out.
Yeah, took care of it. So yeah, that was the story.
It could be too subtle. Mr. Loan Officer knew about it.
He knew about it. They got caught. And they were gonna get caught. Eventually,
well, you
the money
can't
was
say,
gonna
I'm
run
gonna
out.
build 3 apartment buildings,
Right.
and then you don't build any.
But the fact that the title company was in on it, the guy who was in it with them, he was like, "Oh yeah, they're doing the work.
Never in my life.
Send the money." Yeah, and they just took it.
Oh.
Shocker. Yeah. So anyway, there's my stabbing cabin story.
Okay.
You never heard of that?
No, I sure shit had never heard of that.
I didn't think so because I know I didn't hear of it.
Nope. All right. Well, before we forget, let's do the secret sauce.
Good idea.
Okay. Asked Ashley for an idea. She goes, chimichurri.
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri sauce. Secret sauce.
What do you put down? It's your silence. It says it all.
What is it?
It's amazing on roasted or grilled vegetables. Asparagus in the spring, vegetable kebab. It's green.
Looks like a little pesto-y.
It's Argentine chimichurri.
Oh, it's
sauce.
South American.
We're getting very diverse with our sauces.
Count on Ashley. She always comes through with the sauces.
Roast chicken or
we're gonna have to have her on.
You serve with anything basically. Fried eggs.
I just said we're gonna have to have her on, as if she's not technically one of the hosts on this dang podcast. She's gonna have to come on and talk about food one sometime. That's a leftover. Ashley's gonna come on and talk about food.
She's the only person of us that's a good cook. So
It's true. She is a great cook.
it's true.
We briefly mentioned that in the episode that we talked about the movies. When I talked shit on 2001: A Space Odyssey, the lights just flickered again. Let me tell you
You
something.
better hurry up and talk fast.
I can talk as fast as I want. That doesn't mean it's gonna fill up the hour any faster.
Well, that's true. That's true. Listener, you know what? This may just be a kind of a crazy podcast this week. We apologize.
It's true. Stabbing Cabin. That's
Stabbing
what we're gonna call this
Can you
episode.
believe that shit?
Episode 19, Stabbing Cabin.
I never heard of that in my life.
Well, I got a little history for you. This actually ties in. So we're back on Pride Month. Again, I'm at my strongest. I'm ready to fight a tornado right now. Technically,
Right.
it's only May.
Right.
But I'll fight him anyway. But I got a little history. And it actually worked out because I saw a little bit of this that tied it right back into Pride. You'll love to see it.
Okay.
So, I have a fine arts degree, specialization in graphic communications, okay? So I had to take, like, 5 stupid art history classes, okay? And the only good one of those was the one that I had with Dr. Mont Allen, who referred to me exclusively as Abigail. That's how he talked, that's how he said my name.
You
Abigail,
did.
are you joining my art history class? Yes, I am, Dr. Allen. I'll see you then. Nobody else, you know when, first day of class every semester, right? You go into class, and they're going down the list, you know, of who's in the class, whatnot. And usually they go, let me know if you have a different name. Because, you know, some people go by their middle name, some people go by the nickname.
Sure.
So I always, Abigail, I just go by Abby, is fine. Mm-hmm. This guy, always Abigail. It was always, and I don't, and it don't really
And the
bother
way
me.
he said it.
Abigail.
That was so
And he
fantastic.
wasn't like, I feel like I'm giving like a British, he wasn't British. Like, he had no British accent, he just, Abigail. It's just kind of fancy.
Right. He was fancy.
Yeah, the listeners
He was a fancy dresser, snappy dresser. Yep. He was,
oh man,
Yep.
I would send you the pictures of his outfits. He's
yep.
in the pinstripe suits.
Right.
And here's
He had the ascot. Like,
Oh, man.
the man was
a snappy dresser.
100%.
And is the listeners who went to Carbondale, who went to SIU with me, will know who Dr. Allen is, and he's great. I'm friends with him on Facebook still.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Great. That's awesome.
He got no kids.
Oh, okay.
And so him and his wife would travel all these places.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
So they would just travel the world, see all these different things. He would take pictures, then he would come back and he would teach art history, right? And so he would use the photos that he had taken of when he was there.
Very cool.
Right. So it was very cool. I would say a solid 70% of what I know about the Parthenon comes from Dr. Mont Allen.
Dr. Mont Allen.
Bless him.
National treasure.
Yeah. First name Mont.
Mont. Who knew?
I know.
Is that a nickname? I wonder.
I don't know.
It's like a Montgomery.
Is
it short?
Right? I don't know. But anyway, he didn't teach me what I'm about to tell you. But I had to take so many art history classes, and you learn a little bit. All right. So I'm going to tell the story of the pink is pink. Okay. So you may be aware of what is known as like the black is black.
Or you may not, but you're about to find out.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm talking to you specifically,
Okay.
Anna.
Okay.
But
I had never heard of this until now. So tell me.
There's a lot of professional painters that will buy pigments and then they mix it with like a paint thinner or a base, whatever, and that is how they create the paint because like base is cheap to buy in bulk. Then you just buy the pigment for like $5 or whatever, and then a little pigment goes a long way.
Okay.
And so scientists had developed this pigment, this black, that absorbed like 99% of light. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen this on like Facebook or social media or whatever, of like, you know, they paint like a swatch or something like that, and then they set it down, and it looks like, it almost looks like it's a hole. Because it absorbs so much light. There's no glare. Like, they hold the flashlight directly onto the thing, you don't see it.
Wow.
You don't see the glare of the light on the thing because it absorbs all the light. Now the thing is it makes this material heat up very quickly.
Well, sure.
Whatever it is. So that is a thing that scientists, of course, have looked into for if you need something to absorb heat really well.
Right. Here's your pigment. Here's your color. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So scientists have developed this pigment it is called Vanta Black, is the black. And an artist by the name of Anish Kapoor. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. Anish Kapoor.
Okay.
You may not know him by name, but you probably know one of his very famous sculptures, which is the Bean in Chicago.
Oh, legit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy's a dick.
Oh, no.
Okay? Just to be clear, we hate Anish Kapoor. And most people in the art world also, because he's pretentious. They said that the one article I was reading, because I wanted to make sure I had all my facts straight about this, and I was actually pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
But they said he's really concerned with propriety.
Oh,
I'm like,
whiz.
shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who
Get over yourself.
You made a bean. Okay?
Right,
It's a bean.
A shiny bean.
I've been to Chicago 2 times in life. Have I seen the bean yet? No. No. But I've been to medieval times twice.
Kind of priorities, right?
I went 4 times medieval times. I did not go see the bean.
Still haven't seen the bean.
I think I came out of that on top.
Mm-hmm.
I think I came out of that on top.
I mean, when you see it, you go, okay, it's a bean.
That's what I'm saying.
Moving on.
And maybe I see myself in it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a mirror at home. Come on. I've seen beans. I've seen mirrors.
I've seen
But you know what I ain't
beans
seen?
of silver.
It's true. What I hadn't seen when I went to the medieval times the second time, I hadn't seen my night wing. I've seen it now.
Oh,
We have to go back when they do the fake blood. Then I'll have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Medieval
The bean,
times.
same every single
Medieval
time.
times after dark.
I've seen the bean in a picture. It ain't changing.
It's not.
Anyway, so Anish
Moving on.
Kapoor,
Anish Kapoor,
artist, he created the bean for Chicago.
but he's a bit of a doucher.
He's a douchebag.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because he worked with whatever scientists who created this. He exclusively has the rights. Only he is allowed to use the Vanta black pigment. No one else in the world is allowed to use it.
Really?
Yeah. What a douchebag.
How did he get the rights, not the scientists? Interesting.
Well, like, they sell it to him.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he bought it. So only he's allowed to have the pigment for Vanta black.
Okay.
And a lot of people really took issue with this. Because it's like, art is for everyone. Fuck you.
Right. Why are you
Right?
keeping it all to yourself?
And so this other artist by the name of Stuart Semple, he really took issue with this.
Who is not a dick?
Not a dick. He's fun. I don't know this story that I'm telling you is probably what he's best known for.
Okay.
He's best known for developing these like very vibrant, outrageous kind of pigments.
Okay.
So he sets out to create what is now called Pinkest Pink.
Oh.
It is the most pink pigment out there.
It is the pinkest.
It is the pinkest pink.
Okay.
And it originally was called Pink! Exclamation point.
Oh, okay.
And anyone was allowed to use it. You had to,
Oh.
of course, pay for the pigment, but anyone could use
He
it.
didn't
No.
go and
We like Stuart Semple.
exactly.
So
He's
he-
like making it available for everybody.
exactly. Like I said, you still have to pay like $5 or whatever for the pigment,
Sure.
but anyone's allowed to use it.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are some conditions. When you go on his website and you purchase the Pink is Pink, you have to sign a legal disclaimer saying that you are not purchasing this on behalf of Anish Kapoor. You will not be sharing this with Anish Kapoor. You will not. Only Anish Kapoor is not legally
So
allowed.
he's the one that can never
Yes.
use the
So
pinkest
Stuart
pink.
Semple legally owns this and has said that Anish Kapoor is not allowed to use this pigment. And if somebody were to go onto the website, purchase the Pinkest Pink, and then give it to them, they would be in legal trouble.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're not allowed to do that. I find it quite funny.
I find it hilarious.
I find it hilarious. Now,
Fine, you're gonna keep the blackest black to yourself? Well, you can't have the
you
pinkest
can't
pink.
have the Pinkest Pink. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Now, here's the thing, though.
Okay.
Because, so word gets around that Stuart Semple has thrown down with Anish Kapoor.
Okay.
And somehow Anish Kapoor gets his grubby little hands on some pink.
How did he get it?
We don't know.
Somebody gave it to him.
But he posts on his Instagram. Basically, the text was like, "Oh, I got it anyway," or whatever. Like, fuck pink or something like that. And it's a picture of him flipping the middle finger, and he's dipped his finger in the pigment. So his finger is the pink color, and he's flipping the bird. So that's Anish Kapoor posts that on his Instagram.
What a jerk. Okay.
So then it was on.
It was on.
So now we got even more pinky pink. We got, I think, so that was pink. Now we have Pink is Pink. if you will. So he's made another
so
one.
I see. So originally it was pink exclamation point.
Now it's pink as
He
pink.
got his grubby little hands on it, so he said, "Fine, I'll make a pinker."
Pink it. Now I'm gonna make it pinkier pink.
I'm pinkier pink.
So
hence the birth of the pink is pink.
pink is pink.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure if Anish Kapoor has gotten his hands on pink is pink, but Stuart Semple also went on to develop a pigment called Better Black, which he claims is better than the Vanta Black.
Excellent.
We don't know. We can't compare. Only Anish Kapoor is allowed to use Vanta Black.
Right.
And Stuart Semple won't let him use any of his pigments. So we don't know if it is or not. Now, Anish Kapoor has gone on record saying that, like, the Vanta Black is actually not a really great material to work with because it absorbs so much light that it's difficult to paint with and blah, blah, blah. And Stuart Semple said, I don't really care. It's really more about the principle.
It's the principle of the matter.
Principle of the thing.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Right. So, but he has made Better Black, quote unquote.
Good for him.
He's also made what he calls Diamond Dust, which is the glitteriest glitter.
Ooh, the glittery.
Yeah.
Glitter.
So
Just Googled if Anish Kapoor ever got his hand on the biggest pink.
yeah.
And this is so great. Hi everyone, I've released my own brand of pink paint. Pink, it's the world's pinkest pigment. Pink is available to everyone but Anish Kapoor.
Yeah, that's the thing.
God.
That's why that was like most of art history is a little
The world's
it's a
biggest
little
pink.
lame, but
Everybody
this
can have
pretty
it.
good. This
but
is pretty
Anish
good.
Kapoor.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Now
That's amazing.
quote from Stuart Semple.
Okay.
He says, Kapoor is like the kids who won't share their felt pens. They just sat there in the corner without any friends.
Sit there in the corner.
Without any friends.
It's true. It's
Now-
true.
So we know that Anish Kapoor, his most famous sculpture is the Bean in Chicago, right? And so knowing that, there was like a trend on Facebook for a long time. I don't know if you remember this, but people would just kind of create events that like no one was really going to follow through on. Like,
Okay.
so some people said that they should like put smiley face stickers on the Bean in Chicago, or that they should put a cowboy hat on the Bean. And usually this event was accompanied by like a photoshopped image of like a giant cowboy hat on the Bean.
Right.
So because of all of this drama, which had gone down around the same time, this happened in like 2016, when this all started.
Okay.
Somebody made a Facebook event, said, paint the Bean pink as pink.
They did. I just saw it.
Now they
Googled it 'cause I
didn't
was like,
actually
this is so
follow
interesting.
through. They didn't actually follow through and
No.
do it, but I thought that it was very funny.
But they do this, you're right. They do it every year just to annoy the crap out of him. Like, everybody go kiss the Bean just to annoy him. Like,
yes,
there was one.
Everybody can't stand Anish Kapoor, so usually there's a lot of these things that are like, let's go do this to the Bean, let's do that, let's do this, because they know that it pisses them off.
Pisses them off. Wow.
Now, how this relates back to Pride is that because of his gallant efforts to fuck over Anish Kapoor,
Okay. Stuart Semple.
Stuart Semple has become known as the Robin Hood of the Rainbow.
Oh, good for
I thought
him.
that was such a great. I was like,
That's
good. Isn't that such a
fantastic.
great like?
Yes, because it was interesting. I just read a tiny bit of because I was like, wait a minute, I gotta know what they've done to the Beans, because you know they're gonna
Have
do
they?
shit to them.
Oh, every time.
So I read that about they wanted people to paint it pink, and yeah, but yeah, it was like everybody in the whole the art world, like you said, so outraged. How can he own a color
Yeah.
exclusively so that no one else can ever use it when he didn't even invent it?
Right.
He helped them make it, but yeah.
And I'll say a quick clarification. Stuart Semple has said he's not cruel enough to ban Kapoor from using the pink is pink or any of his other pigments for life. It's only until Kapoor agrees to give up his exclusive rights to Vanta Black.
But the silver lining is Semple is the Robin Hood of the
Semple,
Rainbow.
yep. Stuart Semple is the Robin Hood of the Rainbow.
That's awesome.
I did
love
look
that.
up. I did look up some of his other on his website, which is culturehustleusa.com.
Okay, that's Stuart Semple.
Stuart Semple. They post his various pigments that he's created on there, so I thought I would share some of the names of these pigments. So,
okay, let's hear it.
the world's loveliest blue, the world's yellowest yellow,
I was gonna say,
the
tell
world's
me.
greenest green.
Yeah, how come blue is blue? That's funny.
There's a 4-pack
Ooh.
you can get the powder pack of the world's coloriest powder paint.
Oh, that's so awesome. The color.
And then they just have black 1.0. That is his original like thing. The world's glitteriest glitter, and I can confirm diamond dust is the name of the it is very glittery.
Very glittery, okay.
He's got the world's glowiest glow pigment, which it glows in the dark.
Oh wow.
So I just thought that I would share. He's got, I mean, he does a whole bunch of other stuff that's on his website. He's got like a gifts thing that's like, he has he calls it the free tone book. So you may not know about Pantones very much.
I do a little bit just because of you, but yeah.
Yeah, Pantones are a Pantone color in the graphic design world is a color that if you have an official Pantone book and you're looking at that color, it will look the same no matter where it is printed. It will always be that exact shade of blue, red, yellow, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it's very expensive to get these books because the colors must be perfect.
Printed exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's coated, uncoated, matte, gloss, all these things. Okay. So there's a ton. So it's like hundreds of dollars to get just the Pantone thing. And then if you want to get business cards with Pantone colors, it costs even more because they are guaranteeing it's going to look exactly as it does in your Pantone book.
Yeah.
So, but he has the free tone book, which is like $35, and it's like got like 1,100 color swatches in it that are like pretty close.
Pretty close. Okay.
So it's packed full of 1,139 liberated colors. The colors are extremely Pantone-ish.
I love it.
And so it says like they resemble well-known color matching systems uncoated palette. So it says underneath all the colors what it's pretty close to. It only costs $35 as opposed to paying literally $100 for. You remember those little quiz things? You know, the teachers would have their like tall
and the little ring. Yeah.
Yep. That's what it looks like. That's all it is, and it's just colors on every single thing. So it's like that, but it's not.
But it's ish.
But ish. So it's like $70 cheaper.
Wow.
So that's like kind of his shtick.
It's awesome.
Fun.
Good for him. He's definitely the Robin Hood of the Rainbow. I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
But I do have a skinny scoop poop that I would like to share with you.
Okay, hit me.
I thought that, like you said, starting Pride Month, that I would look for something that had to do with Pride Month.
Okay.
And I stumbled upon this website that has hilarious tweets about either coming out or Pride Month or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, the gays.
The number one is it starts off with a bang. I'm gonna tell you right now. This
does it?
The picture.
I don't know if that's appropriate.
I'm gonna show you the picture of this woman. Clearly a grandma.
Mary.
Her name is Mary. She is clearly a grandma. White hair, very typical grandma. Would you not say?
I would probably named her Margaret.
Her I can't even read it. Her tweet is, due to personal issues, I'm going to be a bad bitch this month. So hide your husband and your wife because I go both ways.
All right, Mary.
Mary, and she ends with God bless.
God bless.
Oh my God. I'm like, okay, that is a really funny tweet. Here we go.
And God bless.
Number 2, Happy Pride Month. I will never forget what my grandmother said to me when I came out to her at age 18. The words have really stuck with me. She said, stop crying. We're at a Chinese buffet. I don't care if you're gay.
That's it. That's beautiful. Oh.
I don't care if you're gay. We're at a Chinese buffet.
That's me. I've never heard such a mean sentence in my life. I don't care if you're gay. We're at a Chinese buffet.
The best part is the comment underneath. I need to get that cross-stitched onto a pillow.
I don't care if you're gay. We're at a Chinese event. Did Dr. Seuss write that?
Right? Legit. Oh my God. This girl tweets out, I messaged my friend Happy Pride Month, but instead the autocorrect struck again and it came out Happy Pride Moth. So someone tweeted back to her, this moth that is all of the rainbow colored pride.
I need you to take a screenshot of that so I can post it to Facebook for our listeners.
So I'm loving it. They sent back the moth with all the pride colors all over it. Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Let me find another one here. A friendly reminder that if being gay was a choice, I'd choose to be gayer. That's what this person posted. This person posted, Happy Pride. Am I a boy? Am I a girl? Who knows? But everyone finds me hot, so that makes everyone gay.
Amazing. Excellent.
Awesome. All right. Here we go. Next one.
Okay.
This is funny. Coming out to my military conservative dad. This is how he did it.
Okay.
The dad texted the son, "How was your weekend, Andrew?"
Okay.
Andrew answered, "A lot of dick. How was yours?"
Oh.
The dad answers, "Oh, okay. I'm glad you're having a good time." Good for the dad.
A lot of dick.
Good for the dad. Conservative military dad.
I don't know that I would ever
I
respond
don't
with
think I would
a
come
lot
that.
of dick. If that had been like an autocorrect thing, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, it's like, you know what? That's not what I meant. But while we're
Well,
here,
the topic.
right? I don't know that I could ever.
Hilarious. That's one way to come out. That's for sure. Not sure if that's the best way, but okay.
Right. A lot of dick.
A lot of dick.
Make sure to bring lots of dong.
Lots of dong.
What was the name of that show?
That show was called not Stranded, Castaway, not
No,
Castaway.
Castaway is the one with.
It was this airplane crashes, right? And the survivors are now on this deserted island. What was the name of that show? It was very funny.
I'm Googling.
Okay.
I'm Googling. Wrecked.
Wrecked. That was so instead of shipwrecked or whatever they were wrecked. Okay.
It's on TBS.
It was on TBS, and we watched it. I think it was on for 2 seasons.
It's a parody of Lost.
Yes, agreed.
So it's very funny.
They're they're on this deserted island, and craziness ensues, and they have all kinds of luggage that they've salvaged from the wreckage, and the one guy doesn't want to open his suitcase, and the other guy's like, "Why not?" When they finally open it up and they realize it's a whole bunch of dildos. And it turns out this guy was going to meet like someone he had met online.
Yeah, I think it was Vietnam.
Was it Vietnam? Oh
Because,
yeah.
because that's
What
the
it was.
currency.
Yeah. She tells him to make sure he brings plenty of dong. And he has an entire suitcase full of
dildos. But he is unaware that in Vietnam the currency is called dong.
So it was hilarious.
Because of course it's a scam.
It's a total scam,
The
right?
woman isn't real. It's a scam.
Right.
Bring lots of dong. Brings
A whole suitcase full of dildos.
So you said lots of dick.
Yeah, lots of dick.
Make sure you bring lots of
dick.
dong.
Oh my god.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
This guy is hilarious. This guy tweets, "For the entire month of June, only gays will be able to see my tweets. If you can see this tweet, that means you're gay. Congratulations."
That's very good. Okay, that's very good.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one. For Pride Month,
Okay.
if you have friends who are part of the LGBTQ plus community, let them know that they are loved. Give them all of your money.
I'm tweeting that. That's me. Give them all your money. This is a stick up.
Anyway, so it's not really a news story, but I thought, we gotta hit the. I gotta read you these tweets. These are pretty.
That's
funny.
excellent. No, listen, we had a little bit. We both kind of brought in a skinny scoop poop. You brought in the article about the tweets. I brought in the article about
That's true.
Stuart
That's
Sumter.
true. That's true. And he,
You
gotta
Robin
love
Hood
it.
of the Rainbow.
gotta love it.
That's next segment we got is the Zodiac Killer.
Oh, okay.
No.
The Zodiac Killer. Oh my.
No, which listen, you know that I like the true crime.
I do know you like
this
that.
is for a future episode for sure. But
Okay.
you know they cracked one of the letters that hadn't been cracked for forever.
They did?
because
Really?
because the killer made an error, and that's why they weren't able to crack it because the code was wrong. He had used a code and it worked for everything but this one thing.
Oh.
And so for years they thought the code was wrong, and they're like, "Listen, what if they made like a spelling error?"
Oh.
And he had. And that's why they couldn't crack
And
it
that was true.
till now.
That actually happened.
This is like a year or two ago. They cracked the one of the
my
letters.
God.
Now we still don't know who did it. We still don't have them, but we cracked the letter, and that's pretty good. Years. They were like, what if he misspelled this word? Got him.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. That's some leftovers. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. You know I'm a true crime aficionado.
I know it.
Okay. Zodiac. For Pride Month, we're going to Rainbow Road, Mario Kart. This is your Mario Kart driver based on your Zodiac sign.
Here we go.
All right, starting with Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th, you're Yoshi.
Yoshi.
That's Olivia. Olivia is Yoshi.
Just here's tiny what behind me.
Olivia, your star sign, just want to let you know, your Mario Kart driver based on your zodiac, you are Yoshi.
Oh my god.
Pisces, February 19th to March 20th, you're Rosalina.
Rosalina.
I know.
That's my main girl.
Wait, she's Pisces.
Skylar, when's your birthday?
I'm a Pisces.
Skylar, you're Rosalina.
You're Rosalina. All right, Aries, you are March 21st to April 19th. So sorry.
Yeah, help me out.
You're Mario.
Mario.
You're the main character.
It's me, I'm
Aries. Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. You're Wario.
Wario.
Gemini, May 21st to June 21st. You're Princess Daisy.
Oh
Daisy.
my gosh.
That's Sam. Sam's
That's
Daisy.
very fitting.
Oh, and here's Wayne. He's a Cancer. Cancer!
Make sure you yell like that into the microphone.
Cancer is June 22nd to July 22nd. You're Toad.
Toad.
Wayne is Toad.
Toad.
Wayne's Toad.
Okay.
Listener, I'm sorry that my tone has completely changed halfway through this zodiac. I'm pissed. I had to keep stopping recording because my sister Olivia is a pain in my ass. And that's why I didn't give her Rosalina. That's why I gave her Yoshi. I knew some shit like this was going to happen. Leo.
There she goes back.
Leo. July 23rd to August 22nd. This is Missy. You are Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna like scream or if I'm gonna start crying on this podcast.
Listener, if you hear a lot of background noise, thank you. Who is it? For me?
Listener, this podcast is a nightmare. This is a train wreck.
This podcast is a nightmare. Look how cute.
I don't know who that man is.
What do we have to?
Just to be clear, Leo, July 23rd, August 22nd, Donkey Kong.
That's your grandma.
And Missy.
Your grandma's like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Okay, moving on.
Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd, you're Luigi.
Luigi.
Libra, September 23rd to October 23rd, you're Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Both?
Well, the babies kind of go together.
I see, okay.
So,
like, are they like conjoined?
No, but I've decided to conjoin them.
I see, okay.
Scorpio,
Scorpio.
October 24th through November 21st. You're Bowser.
Bowser. That's both
Bowser.
of my parents.
They are Bowsers.
Mhm.
Sagittarius, this is you.
Me and my sister.
November 22nd to December 21st. You're Princess Peach.
Oh, Princess Peach!
Princess Peach.
Yay.
And Capricorn, that's me, baby.
You and Ash.
The main character over here, if you will. December 22nd through January 19th. I'm Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Waluigi. Hell yeah, I am.
Exciting times.
I'm not mad. I'm just fucking
disappointed.
disappointed.
This has been by
This has
far
been-
to date the craziest podcast we've ever recorded. There's
It's true.
just been so
This
much
might
going
have
on.
been the worst podcast.
Podcast.
Not. Listen, I hope you enjoyed. I wish this was episode 20. I'd call it quits right here. God damn it, I'm so angry.
Oh my goodness.
Can't end on 19. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
Well-
what else you got left to talk about?
not much. I'm gonna tell this story. So this kind of ties into Pride Month, because it's a rainbow of shirts, if you will. When I got sent home from work at when I was working at my job before where I'm at now, at BT, that's what we're gonna call it, BT. I got bored, right, during COVID because I'd never worked remotely up to that point.
Right.
And we really didn't have a whole lot to live for in those times. Life was dull. Nobody talked to anybody. This is why we started calling each other, because I was like, I haven't talked to nobody in 24 hours.
It's just nobody.
Just nobody. So I had to give myself something to like do.
Okay.
I had to make a routine because I officially no longer had a routine. You know, like I was like, well, I gotta log on by 8:30, so I'm gonna roll out of bed at 8 and I don't know, do nothing. You know, I had enough work to keep me busy, but I was like, I need like something, because you go into the office when I had a job that you
Right.
hate. At least you like, in my case, I liked the people I worked with, so we would chit chat, and all that's gone now. All of the pros of my office life, the bagels, They would used to bring in Red
Right,
Coat bagels. We
right.
had Friday breakfast every Friday. They would bring stuff in. The Pharaoh's Donuts.
no.
Gone. All of that's gone. All that is left was the shitty job. And so I had to give myself something to live for.
Okay.
So I would set a theme every single week, and I would wear T-shirts that went with that theme because nobody cared if you were business casual
Okay.
because we're all working from home. So I would set a theme, and I have a ton of T-shirts. That's my entire outfit. My entire closet is just T-shirts. So during Pride, one week in June, I wore red, orange, yellow, green, whatever, kind of thing throughout the week. For Pride Month, I wore like a different color, in order. And then I had another week in June was I wore like tie-dye, rainbowy tie-dye, multicolored shirts kind of thing. So, and then around St. Patrick's Day, I did only green shirts.
Right.
Or shirts that had St. Patrick's or whatever on them. I did this for an entire
Yeah,
year.
for an entire year. I remember you telling me
This entire
what
year.
the theme was.
I was like, I need a theme this week. And
Christmas, I think the whole month of Christmas you wore.
the whole month of Christmas.
December. The whole month
Yeah.
of Christmas, yes. The whole month of December.
The whole month of December,
You wore
I
some kind of
wore
Christmas shirt.
I wore a Christmas shirt or a Christmas sweater
Right.
every single day, which was tough. And if I didn't take off like a week at the end of Christmas every year because Christmas and my birthday, I wouldn't have made it, but I did make it. I squeaked it in. So that's what I did. That's what I did. Now, also with this, so we would call every morning, right? I'd get up and I'd call you,
Right.
and I'd have to hop
you're
off.
stuck at home forever. No weekend. We couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't do
Nope.
anything. We couldn't see each other.
Nope.
You know?
And I would have to hang up because I always had like a 9 a.m. meeting, a brief check-in or whatever. Mm-hmm. And this is where I would debut the shirts to my team. I sort of forced, it wasn't even my team. I wasn't the manager of this team. It's just the team
Right.
I was on.
You're on, yeah.
But my manager and I are still good friends.
Yeah.
And so she was a good sport about it. So we'd log on. She's like, what's the theme this week? Jordan was great. So we would do that, and I would do all that, and then I was bored again.
And you're all working from home.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so
you're
I
kind of
got
getting a little bit of a glimpse of each other's homes too,
Yes.
just like whatever is behind your desk that you're.
Oh, yeah.
So
then I was bored again.
mm-hmm.
So I had to start. So then I instituted show and tell. So then every single Thursday, somebody on the team, I forced the rest of the team to start doing this. We all had to do show and tell. So sometimes I would show. I got that Godzilla book that had all the art and it had the movies and whatnot. Right. So I showed that. Right. And then I think Noah. One week I think his show and tell was Marty McMeow because that's his cat.
That's his kitty. Oh.
Go on Marty. But he's like a runner. He ran in college like the long distance of cross country and whatnot. Okay. And so he runs like 3 miles every morning. Wow. For fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's not fun.
Not me.
Okay, good for him.
Not for me, dog.
Good for him.
But so he would do a show and tell about something with that. We actually had one guy found out that we did this, okay? And he was on the Carolina team, if you recall. And so once a month or once a quarter, we had a call with them. And so he's like, "Are you guys still doing show and tell?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I have a show and tell." And we're like, "Oh, okay." I forget his name. But he was a photographer. Oh. That's what he did. He would go. We sent him all over, and he would take pictures for this magazine.
Wow, that's cool. That's actually a cool job.
So he goes, "My show and tell is I collect cameras." And so he shows, here's like an original Polaroid camera. Here's this camera. Here's this. It was actually awesome.
That is an incredible
It was
show and
the most
tell.
Amazing show and tell I've ever seen. It was like all these, and they were like, he like holds up this like base like suitcase, opens up here's like, because it was all like, not like he's like, and this is like, Polaroid you can go get at Walmart right now, and then here's like the original Polaroid. Like it was one of the coolest show and tells. Well, I was like, damn, that was pretty good. I'm at home. I'm at home with my little phone, building little buildings for D&D. Yeah. I'm like, and this is the little house that I made this week. And he's like, here's the original Polaroid camera.
Oh my. That's actually pretty freaking cool.
It was awesome.
Show and tell, yeah.
So I instituted show and tell, and then we found out approximately 2 weeks, I think, before the year was going to end, that not only we're meeting every single week, every day during the week, right?
Oh, yeah, you're meeting every day.
Right, we're meeting every single day. We do the t-shirt show and tell. We kind of go over like this is what's going on today, And then on Thursdays, somebody would do a show and tell.
Okay.
We even made poor Mike, who is like, I think,
super chill and
very introverted. Like, I just want to be here. It's a 9 to 5 and go home.
Right.
We made him do the show and tell. His whole basement is Cardinals themed, so he's like showing all that.
Oh, that's
it's so
awesome.
insane. It was awesome.
That
it was
is
excellent.
Also an awesome show and tell.
It was excellent. But we find out about 2 weeks before the year is going to end. We're the only team that's continued to do these meetings.
Oh,
no other team was even
God.
doing them, and I'm here showing forcing them neither, so I can show my T-shirts, so we can have show and tell.
You know what? Your team, though,
Our team was the best.
was staying in touch is crucial during a pandemic. You know,
Oh my God, it was.
It actually was really important. So.
It kind of gave us something. It was like a fun thing
Exactly.
to do.
Something to look forward to in a day where, a time when you're stuck in your house.
Yeah.
And working from home.
There's
no
folks,
human interaction.
Yeah. Other folks said that we were doing show and tell, and they're like, that's interesting. But they're like, man, that was a little fun. And I was like, I got to see, God, I cannot remember his name. It started with an A, and it's going to bug me forever. Ariel.
Oh, okay. That's the camera guy?
Yep.
Oh,
got to see
okay.
his entire camera collection. I mean,
And he was so excited to show
He was so
you.
excited.
So how cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my gosh,
man.
that's so funny.
It was awesome. So that was fun.
Leave it to Abby to start show and tell.
So we started show and tell, which maybe that's a thing that we'll have to do. We'll have to do maybe. We'll show and tell each other stuff, but we just kind of tell everything.
Or we describe it, and you have to guess what it is.
Mm-hmm. Describe the Thin Mints.
Something to think about.
They're Thin Mints.
They're thin and brown,
And
like a wheel,
minty.
and minty and chocolatey
And the cookies.
and brown. And yes, they have crispy inside. Should we end? I have a joke I can tell you.
Okay.
Let's end on a joke. It is in honor of Pride Month.
Oh,
I have a joke I can tell you.
okay.
It is in good taste.
This is going to get us canceled? Yeah. I was
No,
like,
it is not. It's good. The pastor of a church passed the collection plate around.
okay.
The gay man put in $1,000.
Oh.
The pastor told the man he, thanked him for being so generous and told him that he could choose 3 hymns. And the gay man pointed around the church and said, "I'll take him, him, and him."
Okay. I'll take it. All right.
And in good taste, right?
In good taste.
Not offending anybody.
I was thinking that
I thought that was adorable.
We should tell some of the real good jokes that we have. We've got some classic jokes, like the damn ham story.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Put that down for leftovers.
Okay,
we'll
damn
tell
ham.
a damn ham joke. That's an old joke. That's an old joke. My brother told me when I was a kid, and we still laugh at that joke every time.
Maybe that'll be on the Ashley Talks About Food episode.
There you go. That's a good one.
And then we were over at Mom and Pa's last night, seeing Ma.
True.
For a late Mother's Day.
We were sick, we had to hold off, and
And
finally got together. Yeah.
Yep. So we're playing games, and Paul was telling us stories. You're gonna have to tell. This is definitely leftovers. Whatever story Paul told last night. I said we're gonna have to go over there the next time we go over there. We're just gonna bring our phones and just hit record and then put his stories in because oh my God! Obviously we've told the Mina Bird story already.
That was my dad for sure. The one he told a couple last night, but the one I remember him telling was about how the guy went to. This goes with the.
Are we gonna tell it now? Or are we gonna hold back? Save
I'll tell you this because this one's real quick.
Okay, I can always edit in later.
It goes on point with the birthday party theme of Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
So a photographer that worked for the Post.
Okay.
Had been in Japan, and so he told my dad that my dad worked for the Post Dispatch, obviously, over in St. Louis. Anyway, he had told this photographer told my dad that everything in Tokyo was brand new. It was so nice, and my dad said, "Well, yeah. Every 10 years, Godzilla destroys it, and they got to rebuild." So this guy's like, "Oh, shut the hell up!" So yeah,
that was great. That's great.
That was very funny. But yeah, what was the other one he told last night?
I don't even remember. You're gonna have to think on it.
Oh gosh, did I write it down? I should have.
I hope so.
I should have. But anyway, yeah, I'll have to think about that. But he's got great stories. He's got
great stories.
You're right.
Every single time he's got a story. I'm like, it was dog food.
Oh yeah.
Write that down. All right, we'll tell this later.
All right, I'll write it down.
Yep. We'll tell that later. You want to close us out?
Yeah.
Before the storm kills us.
I don't know about you, but after this, I'm gonna need some serious beef to go with that thunder.
I don't know what. Today, this is going to be a shit show.
It's going to be a shit show. Sorry, listener.
I don't know if I can title this episode a shit show, but I'll think about it.
We'll figure it out. All right. Bye.
Bye.